Hey everybody, it's your girl Cherrell. I'm the host of Let's Talk the Show, and this ain't a podcast. I want to thank you guys for joining me this Tuesday, like you guys do every Tuesday. I'm always super grateful for our Let's Talk fam. You guys are the best, and this show is obviously not possible without you guys. But you all know the routine. Once you join the show, we gotta ask something that you're grateful for. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump right into it. Drop in my comment section something that you're grateful for. I'm grateful for. I don't know. I'm gonna say God's mercy today. I'm grateful for some mercy today. So we're gonna get right into it. We have a great guest. We're discussing fertility today, like I told you guys. We're gonna go ahead and get our guest on. We're gonna get this show moving. Let's see here. I can't see anything, guys, really, because like I'm putting context in. Hello. Hi. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. It's so great to meet you.
Yes, too. I really hope we don't see any footsteps coming down the stairs. But
Oh no, it's fine. I have a son too, so he's typically screaming in the background somewhere throughout the episode. So don't worry, we know how it goes here. Okay, so we're gonna jump right into it, Sasha. The routine is when you get on the show, you got to give us something that you're grateful for. So, what is something that you're grateful for?
I am grateful for my family. I have so many blessings and 3 girls.
Yes, you do have 3 beautiful babies. Oh, I love it. I love it. So, give our viewers a little bit about your professional background, Sasha, and why fertility is really important to you.
Yes. So, my background is I'm a certified health coach that specializes in fertility, preconception preparation, pregnancy, and postpartum health. It kind of started about 5 years ago when I was pregnant with my first, and um, all of my friends around me and people that I knew were getting pregnant. So I decided to make that my niche while I was in school studying nutrition. And then from pregnancy coaching, fertility coaching, because I started to have some of my followers reach out and say, do you do anything fertility wise? And I said, I haven't included that in my practice yet, but I will be soon. And then I just inevitable, fertility to pregnancy to postpartum. So now I cover all 3 phases of motherhood, and I absolutely, just nothing more satisfying than putting smiles on clients for getting pregnant or having a low risk pregnancy or good postpartum recovery. There's nothing more satisfying than that.
I love that. I love that. I'm so happy to hear that. So what exactly are you licensed to do? So you're not a doctor. So
No,
what exactly are you then?
I'm a certified health coach. So
Got
basically
you.
a holistic health coach. So it's like not
Oh,
in like I cover sort of anything that could affect your lifestyle. That could
okay.
be
I like that.
fertility, pregnancy, or postpartum. So I certified health coach.
I like that. Okay. So I did hear you say that. I just like wanted to make sure. I'm like, maybe I didn't hear it right, but I did hear you. Okay. So
Yeah.
certified health coach. So
Yes.
we gotta jump right into this because I know that even everywhere I read and just a lot of research that I did, people are scared to talk about fertility. It's so taboo for, I mean, everybody has sex, but it's so like we don't talk about getting pregnant, you know?
Yeah.
So I know this is a crazy question. What exactly is fertility?
So fertility is when you are trying to conceive a baby. So you are either very hardcore into trying to, meaning you are timing ovulation, you're tracking your ovulation, you're making sure you're having sex at the right time during the month, during your menstrual cycle, which can, vary anywhere from, let's say, on average 25 to 35 days. The textbook day is 28. That's like the golden ticket. Like if you get 28 days, it's like you have very balanced hormones, because our menstrual cycle is based on our hormones. Our hormones are properly functioning, then we have healthy chance of getting pregnant. So that's what fertility is you're trying to continue the journey.
Okay. So just for clarification for anybody wondering, also I was too. I just like to know, right? Okay, so now is infertility, can that be caused like through genetics? Or tell me a little bit about what can cause infertility and what can make it difficult for couples to conceive.
Yeah, there's lots that it's 2020 and like our environments have changed over the last like 7 decades. There's lots that contribute to infertility today as opposed to 100 years ago, for example. So infertility has increased, mainly because technology has increased increased, toxins have increased in the air, stress has increased, alcohol consumption has increased, smoking has increased.
Yeah.
And affect our hormones in our body is affecting our chances of getting pregnant. And our health has been at risk for decades, ever since all these like plastics things have come into play over the last few decades. It all affects our hormones, and they're considered hormone disruptors. So our hormones are naturally supposed to be balanced, but hormone imbalance is actually the number one cause of infertility. Wow. And that's due to all the changes that I just talked about. You know, it could be stress, it could be toxins, it could be genetics. Lots of things affect our fertility these days. Also, genetics can come into play if you're prone to, you know, blood issues like high blood pressure or low iron. All those come into play as well. There's also like, medical issues like endometriosis can be genetic, and that can come into play for infertility. And that's just endometriosis is just basically when your tissues in your uterine lining grow outside instead of inside. So we want it to grow inside, not on the outside, and that's can cause infertility. And then there's lots of things that affect ovulation, which is when we release an egg to be fertilized by the sperm, and our eggs either released due to our lifestyle factors like poor diet, poor sleep, poor stress, and all those things. So yeah, infertility really on the rise.
I did not. That was really something new. I didn't know that those like something like high blood pressure could affect fertility. Wow.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I didn't know that. Okay, so you mentioned smoking and list a lot of things that you can be doing prior to getting pregnant. Would you say that it's a good practice that if you're looking to get pregnant, to start trying to get your body in a better, in a more healthier position so that you're able to successfully carry? Is that
yes, definitely. The preconception preparation is really, really important so that you can prevent any struggles when you are actively trying to conceive. So yeah, absolutely getting your body ready is key, especially just in this day and age, because, you know, work stress is a whole new thing, and technology is a whole new thing, and there's lots of things that affect our hormones. And if we're not preparing our hormones for conception, then we may struggle with it, especially if we've been on birth control. Those affect our hormones. When we go off birth control, it's good to prepare your body for having healthy on a monthly basis so that you can properly conceive.
I agree with you. I think, would you say that maybe if you are on birth control, that you should take it out? Does that time vary that you should take it out to prepare for it, for like the birth control that you have, or the
yeah,
you have?
The magic number to prepare for a pregnancy is 3 months.
Wow.
So prepare your body to have to carry a baby, you want to do at least 3 months prep. Some people go next level and prepare their body for a year.
Wow.
Conscious of it, but a lot of women aren't, or we're just unaware, like yourself, how you're so minimum is the preconception preparation time, and the reason is because it takes 3 months for our eggs to mature. And so if we want to release a nice, mature, healthy egg to be fertilized and carry a baby full term, you need at least 3 months for that to happen, because it takes 3 months to get a good quality egg.
Wow, I didn't know that. I thought the eggs came out mature already. They were ready.
They always come out mature, but because we only ovulate mature eggs, so they always come out mature, but they may not be good quality. So if they're not good quality, you can miscarry, or you just can't get pregnant. Yeah.
So guys, look, she dropping all the gems, and I am just loving it. Okay, so another big thing that I think a lot of times people just overlook STIs and STDs and the effect that they can have on your long-term health. I know that a lot of times, even if I go to the doctor, they're saying, you know, you always want to get tested, no matter how, you know, how many partners you've had or how long it is, because it can affect fertility. Can we talk a little about that, and, you know, certain STIs and STDs you should watch out for? I mean, you should watch out for all of them, but
all of them. And routinely, you know, if you tell your doctor, like, I like to start trying to conceive, then they should put you take a little blood and test you for STDs to see if you do have any STDs. That's part of the routine. So if you go to your doctor and you're pregnant, they'll take your blood and just make sure that you're clear.
Right.
So that is part of the routine when you do come forth to your doctor. So any, you know, gonorrhea, syphilis, all those STDs should be mindful of. And if you do have an STD, like for example, if a man has an STD, it could affect like literally the shape of his sperm. So it has a fertilizing the egg. So you can take medication for that, like antibiotics, something like that, and it can literally change the shape of your sperm to properly meet the egg like it's supposed to do. So they're a big part of it as well. And I would definitely, if you suspect you have one, get tested. If you don't, get it anyways, because and that's you and your partner.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so I didn't know that. So do you know how much or what more can you really explain about men being their ability to, I guess, produce quality sperm to get to a mature egg? How much do you know about that? Can you give us a little background on that, or how it can affect men?
Yeah, so male infertility is also on the rise. So basically, it's sort of the same deal. I mean, they don't have near as many hormones as women do, but their stress and their diet and lifestyle, like poor sleep, high stress, and poor nutrition can affect the speed of their sperm, and it could affect the shape of their sperm, and it could affect the count. You need to have a really, really there's millions upon millions and millions and millions of sperm. You need one to fertilize an egg, but if you have a count and slow swimmers and the morphology, meaning the shape of your sperm is not ideal, then it's totally not going to fertilize an egg. So definitely male infertility isn't talked about enough.
It's not. Well. Wow. I definitely want to touch on that, because just like a lot of things always, pushed on women, like you're not having babies, what is it? And it's like, it really takes two. So it could be a problem on either side there. Okay, I love that. And fellas, I hope you listen. I'm sorry, go ahead.
It's okay. I was just going to say, as women, we tend to blame ourselves because we're the one physically carrying the baby, But it's definitely two that make a baby. And it is often the women because we have more hormones to examine. But no, definitely the sperm matters.
Hear that, fellas?
Yeah.
We're going to get to you all being supportive in a minute. Okay, so moving right on. I want to talk about treatments. I know I've seen in Lifetime movies abundance IVF treatments and different types of treatments to try to combat fertility issues. So can we talk a little bit about those? What exactly is IVF?
So IVF, in vitro fertilization, is basically when they make an embryo. So when your sperm meets the egg, it then fertilizes and turns into an embryo, which then turns into the baby. Basically, they're going to do that outside of the body. So they're going to collect the sperm and collect your egg and create the embryo in a dish. So that's what IVF is. That's a great way to conceive a baby if you're struggling or if you have any like medical issues that are keeping you from doing it yourself naturally. There's nothing wrong with IVF, but IVF is still, it's a process that's very draining and can really affect your mental health because there's a lot of medication involved and it's pretty depressing. And I say that just because you have to take a lot of shots just to get your body ready to hyper ovulate, like produce as many eggs as possible so that you just have higher chances of conceiving a baby. So it can be a very draining process, and it unfortunately a lot more people are using IVF just because they're not getting pregnant in the 12-month span, which I think is way too soon to be considered infertile. Like they say, if you've been trying for 12 months and you have not been able to conceive, you're infertile. And I think that's so unfair. Like, you've you've only really tried 12 times. You think about it, because it's once a month you ovulate.
Right.
12 times is not that much, but just in today's society, 12 months, you're infertile. And
yeah, that alone can create stress and could, lower your chances or, delay the process.
Yes, exactly.
Wow. Okay. I disagree. I'm with you there too. I disagree, ladies. Keep trying. That's, people try sometimes 12 times a month. So
yeah.
So how can you say, wow, that's a bit much. Okay. And what are some other methods that, I know that a lot of people go through surrogacy, and, as a treatment for fertility. So we got IVF, we got surrogacy, we have adoption.
Yeah.
I think is always a great option. Um,
Yes.
and then are there any other treatments that I'm missing? I'm sure there are some experimental things, but do you know about any other things that are probably more on the market?
Yeah. So from a fertility treatment center standpoint, you've got IVF and fertilization, and then you've got IUI, which is just another form of trying to get pregnant, where basically it's a tool that helps um, get the sperm egg. So it's done inside the body as opposed to outside the body like IVF is. So there's all those methods, and if those are unavailable to you, or you're able to afford them, um, you can still look at natural methods. Steve. Like most of the time, it's a hormonal imbalance issue. That's what the statistics say. So you want to seek out a health expert like myself or any other fertility coach or fertility expert beyond the treatment centers, because they're all medically focused. Lots of women can still conceive naturally because, like I said, they're told they're infertile at 12 months trying, and that's really early on. Like, maybe you just need 1 more month, and
Right.
you just got to get your hormones balanced and um, change your lifestyle habits a little bit. And you need a full assessment, of course, because everyone's different. Everyone's fertility journey is different, but if it's a natural conception, totally possible. If there's no medical diagnosis, totally possible.
Okay, I like that. And you said that everybody's journey is a little bit different. So,
Yeah.
and you talked about actually natural ways to get pregnant. What are some, everyday things that, men and women can both do if possible to, try to increase their chances of conceiving?
Well, to try and increase conceiving, the main thing you need to do is just time your ovulation. Like, do you know when you're ovulating? It varies every month because it depends on any hormone shifts that you experience, and um, stressors and diet. Like lots of things can influence our hormones. You need to know when you're ovulating. That's the best thing you can do to try to conceive, because you only conceive when you drop the egg. You're not sure how long the sperm can live inside you for. The statistic is up to 5 days, but that varies per man, and
Wow.
everyone's environment is different. So you don't know how fast your partner's swimmers are. You don't know how your environment is. So timing your ovulation is the first thing you can do to up your chances of getting pregnant. Because people can try for 12 months, they just are having sex the wrong time in the month, and then suddenly they're infertile, but really they were just not timing the ovulation well. You can take ovulation tests and various methods to ensure that you're increasing your odds of getting pregnant.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay, the fact that the swimmers could vary per man. I mean, I know that the diet would affect that, and just how long the sperm can live up into the body. Wow.
Yes.
I'm learning a lot. I didn't know this. I didn't know it was all this, guys. Okay, so I definitely did look up some stats on fertility and what race of women was most at risk for fertility issues, and it did come up that Latino women were the first ones, and then it came that African American women were second in line. So why is it that why do you believe that some African American women are experiencing maybe a rise on fertility issues?
Yeah, it's there's a lot of studies out there that are a bit inconclusive on that, but from my own like personal knowledge and education and experience, because I'm Black, I think it's has a lot to do that as Black women, you're more prone to low iron, high blood pressure. We have a bit more blood related illnesses, like we're more prone to diabetes, we're more prone to sickle cell, and just lots of like that can affect your fertility. And we're also a little bit, there's been some studies that have shown we're a little bit more prone to obesity, I should say. So there's a few things that can affect your fertility that we're just genetically more prone to. So that's what my gut is telling me could be reasons why Black women are more infertile than than the white American women. So that's, like I said, studies are pretty inconclusive on that, but I think it has a lot to do with what we're genetically more prone to from a blood related illness.
I like that. So it's really like safe to say that if you definitely want to start trying to conceive, you should probably get your family history first before you even dive and stressing yourself about what you have in your body. Try to get your family history first. That way you
Yeah,
can have a good idea of what direction you're looking in or what could possibly present issues
yeah,
along the way.
100%, absolutely. Like, how long did your mother to conceive yourself, and did she have any struggles along the way? Does she have any diagnoses of anything, back in her younger years? Like, things like that can definitely help educate what your future is going to hold for you.
I love that. I love it. And I definitely want to talk about not only is it important to get your family history and how Black women are just more prone to these blood type illnesses that you said. Why is it that we are less likely to get the treatment or ask for help? What is that about? I've read that multiple times. I'm like, why are we not asking for help, or why are we not getting this treatment?
Yeah, it seems that like the studies have said, like you looked up, it shows that Black women are more silent about their struggle, and and why is that? And I don't know if it's because they don't feel comfortable with who the person is that you have to talk to with. Like most people want to talk to people that look like you and
Wow, yeah, makes
your like same background, and you know uh there's not too many, Black fertility specialists out there. So maybe that's part of it. I don't actually know the answer. This is all I'm just guessing. I do know that the studies also said that like Black women are more silent with their infertility
yeah,
struggles, which is and it's probably just because it's a minority thing.
it
There's
could be.
yeah, I'm not
I was
exactly.
wondering that. I did. Quick question. What do you think about? I think that because Black women get this statement that we're just popping out kids left and right, and we got 10 kids and 10 baby daddies. Is it possible that social stereotype could that be feeding into why we don't ask for help because we ought to, the world perceives as automatically baby makers, like we could just make them. So for you to be Black and not be able to have a baby, is that like, is it possible that could feed into,
Totally.
why a lot of Black women don't get that help or say something?
Yeah, I had someone reach out to me on my account just the other day, Black, and she was saying she's struggling with fertility and she's having a really hard time because she's from a very fertile family. Like, she's got sisters that were easily able to have babies, and her mother and aunts and all those things. She's
Wow.
struggling, and she's really struggling with the fact that she's the only one that is not able to have a baby as easily as her other family members. So, yeah, I mean, that's definitely could be a reason for
Wow.
sure. Hmm.
Wow. Well, guys.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna move along. That's it. I just thought about this as you were talking. I'm like, oh, wait a second. Okay, so a big thing I think that couples go through this journey together, and I think that sometimes we can get so caught up in our own emotions about the situation that we can't look or be of help to our spouse. So I definitely want some advice to the couples or people listening that may be struggling with that. How can, even though a woman is supposed to carry the baby and conceive the baby, how can she be of support to her husband who may be as equally emotional about this journey?
Yes. I think they have to be in it together. If they want a baby, they both have to do the part in terms of making sure they're nourishing their body with all the right to, so that the wife or the female can have a hospitable environment for accepting the sperm and carrying the baby full term. So, they both have to be in it together. So it's not just, the husband being the female accountable. They have to hold each other accountable. So I think that's the best thing to do. Just do it together. Like if your goal is to be a little bit more active in terms of movement and exercise, then do it together. If you want to eat a better diet, do it together. If you want to work on stress management, do it together. Like if you're in it together, I think that's the best way you can support each other, hold each other, get optimal results.
I love that. I love that. You guys hear that? Don't be selfish. Think about the other person. Do it together, okay?
Yeah, don't
Together.
stop it.
If you guys, I see many people are joining. If you guys have a few questions, feel free to drop them. We'd love to answer them. We definitely want to get to any questions or concerns you guys may have. Let's see. I wanted to ask you one more thing. I want to talk about your fertility journey. And before we jump right into it, I know that some women may experience fertility after having a kid, and then they can't conceive again. What is that about?
So that's called secondary infertility. So basically, that's defined as when a couple has pre-birthed a baby and then they struggle to conceive another child. And we really know the answers to why that happens. The studies are all inconclusive, and to be honest, there's not even much research on it in general.
Wow.
But we know that we age after we have babies, our hormones shift after we have babies. Sometimes we're diagnosed with things after having a baby that we didn't have before. So all those things contribute to your journey. Maybe your stress has changed, your sleep patterns have changed, all the things that can disrupt your hormones change after you have a baby. So that's all we know, is that things change, but we don't know exactly why secondary infertility happens. But yeah, it could be due to age, stress, sleep, anything that could have just shifted after your first birth.
Right. Okay, that makes sense. And then ideally, I hate to even say it like this, but ideally, women want to try to have children. Is it the same age, like 35 or something like that? I know it's still possible to naturally and healthily conceive and carry a baby after 35, but the ideal time you kind of want to aim for before 35 for women.
Ideally, only because your ovarian reserve, meaning your egg count, is higher, but you just need one egg to conceive, one sperm, and you can do that right up until menopause. It's going to take longer because egg count is low.
Right.
You're not ovulating every month, or the quality of the eggs you ovulate are lower, so you have to work on your egg quality. You cannot work on egg count ever, because you're born with the amount of eggs that you're ever going to have, and there's nothing to do about that. But you can work on your egg quality right up until menopause. If you're 45 trying to get pregnant, you can do it. If you're not in menopause, you can do it because you're still ovulating. It's just definitely ideally when you're younger, only because you have more chances because you have more eggs.
I love that. Ladies, you hear? It's not impossible. It may just be a little harder, but it's not impossible.
Exactly.
Fellas. So do men, I've also heard, rumors circling the last 5 or 6 years that men have a biological clock. It looks like, studies have started to see that men's sperm is decreasing as they get older as well. Is that true, or are we still dealing with rumors there?
No, nothing that I've come across in my study to deny or confirm that, but I do know men's sperm can, like you say, you just one sperm to fertilize an egg, but their count, you can change their count through diet and lifestyle, change the motility speed of the sperm through diet and lifestyle. So as long as that man is living a fairly healthy life, he can conceive right up into his senior years.
Wow.
Yeah.
God knew he could have did something different with us. He could have gave us a little more time. Right? A little selfish there, but I ain't got no complaints. I don't want to say nothing. But Sasha, I want to thank you so much for joining today's live, for coming and giving us all your information, sharing that with us. We really do appreciate it.
Yes. Thank you for reaching out.
Of course. I was like, oh, I like her. I need to talk. I like what she's talking about. And I was just like, she has the kids already. She has family. Oh, I know she knows. I got to talk to her.
I love it, girl.
And before you go,
yeah,
you got to go out the same way you came in. You got to give us something else that you're grateful for.
I'm grateful for an online community, because the online community helps connect with people like you and me. When would we ever have been able to connect?
Right?
So I'm grateful for online communities.
Definitely. I would, what, before I leave, guys, that's going to be my grateful one too. I'm grateful for the online community as well. Again, Sasha, I want to thank you for coming. I truly enjoyed you. I want to thank all our beautiful viewers for joining this Tuesday. Like you guys do every Tuesday, the show would not be possible without you. And if you did not catch it live, don't forget you guys can always watch this episode on our IGTV moments after this live. And make sure you tune in next week, as we got something else in store. I ain't going to tell you right now. You got to check our page for that. As always, thank you so much, Sasha. My name is Cherrell Carter. I'm the host of Let's Talk, you guys, and this ain't a podcast. See you next Tuesday.
Bye.